4 different ways to make napalm firelighters, plus one way that you guys told me in the last video, you need to try this. Which one burns the longest? Let's find out. Before we get into it, don't stress, this is not actual napalm, it's just what people call it online. This isn't a weapon, it's just something that just burns, well, a long time, and it's perfect for starting campfires. The 4 recipes are dead set simple: soap and petrol, and diesel, styrofoam and petrol, and styrofoam, petrol and diesel. It's absolutely fair and reasonable to ask, why am I doing diesel? Well, diesel just burns longer. It doesn't burn as hot, but it does burn longer. So I've never tried it, so it's worth having a crack. For the soap method, we're just going to use regular bath soap. Helps that my wife makes it, so I've got as much there as I want to get. In there, you're going to grind it up or grate it up nice and fine. The more surface area you have, the better it is going to be to dissolve it into the fuel. So lots of small, you can get the wider graters and the smaller graters. Use the small one, it's going to help paste it up and make it into a gel so much faster. If you haven't done it before, you will be surprised just how much soap will go into this little container here. I have filled this container here into this container here 4 times. This has been filled and it goes into here. It basically dissolves down and makes a good paste. As you're mixing it up, you basically want to get the ratios to where the soap is dissolving into the fuel mixture to make a paste of about this sort of consistency. And you can see it there. That there is going to do quite well. If you make it too, that's a really loud plover. If you make it too runny, it's not going to be able to sit somewhere. If you make it too thick, it's going to be too dry, not enough fuel, it's not going to burn as well. This is the sort of consistency that you want. There's literally just 2 ingredients. If you're someone who makes damper by feel, as in throw some flour, throw some water or milk or whatever your wet ingredients is, and just mix it until it's following your mixer around the bowl, that's the sort of consistency we're looking for here. When it comes to the styrofoam mixing, it's different. It basically has a chemical reaction as soon as you stick it in there, and it makes like this rubber, well, rubber puck almost over time. Like you can push the styrofoam into that fuel and it's going to make that like jelly, hard rubbery sort of puck. And this will burn pretty well, I reckon. And lastly, with the diesel and fuel mixture and the puck, what I did with this is I started adding the styrofoam into there first to get a good chemical reaction, add a little bit of diesel, then kept on adding it. Noticeably slower to break it down when the diesel was in there. So don't start with the diesel mixture, go about halfway through it, then put some diesel in there and we'll see. It may not even work, that one, but we'll see. The last one is the one that you guys said to try, and that is cotton balls and Vaseline. I've done this before. I'm not a huge fan of it because Vaseline tends to get bloody everywhere. Even when you're storing this, I don't know, it's just my feeling. I've got Vaseline on the outside of the bag here and everything, but these will burn quite well. I'm not sure though how well these will burn compared to those. Let's find out. We've got here the 5 different methods of making that napalm, as I just mentioned, and we'll light them up. There's the petrol, there's the diesel. Right, so all 5 of them are lit now, and now we just wait and see how long each one's going to take to burn out. There are many other ways to make firelighters. I've seen so many videos using paraffin wax and sawdust. Paraffin wax here in Australia is not something that we can get readily from, well, anywhere. You can get it, but it's not readily available, whereas styrofoam is, petrol is, diesel is, and obviously soap is as well. Vaseline and cotton balls obviously readily available to anyone who wants to get them. All 5 of these are burning well. It has been, well over a minute now. 2 minutes going and none of them are looking like slowing down yet. All of them are burning well. The 4 that have the fuel in there are burning much more aggressively than the Vaseline. Vaseline is still going just fine. It is by far the least smoking out of all of them. Fair bit of smoke there. The styrofoam has got it, and the Vaseline just went out as well. All that's left burning now is, that's a bit hot under there, is the 2 soap ones. Interesting. That's been going now. The soap and petrol just went out as well. That's 10 minutes. So the styrofoam and the Vaseline went out at about the 8.5 minute mark, almost at the same time. And the soap and diesel is still burning. That's the go, that's the winner. Cost has got to be a consideration with all of these things. Convenience also has to be a consideration. Considering you can buy blocks of firelighters these days for like a few bucks in like a thrift store, you know, like a $2 shop or something, you can, they're cheap as. This is probably not the most economical to go, considering the price of fuel these days. Mind you, we're not using a lot of fuel. Yeah, look, it's probably on par. It's much of a muchness, to be honest. It's a bit of a cool experiment to do, a bit of fun. I would suggest don't bother doing a styrofoam. That shit was just, I've never done it before, and it was like, that was toxic shit. I wouldn't have that on a campfire. The amount of black smoke coming out of that was just horrendous. The other things that you need to consider, I think considering that the Vaseline and cotton buds burnt for like 7 minutes, that's a bloody good firelighter, and people have been doing it for eons. I've done it before, a long time ago, but you get shit all over your hands. There's probably a better way to store it, maybe just in a plastic container or something. These here, considering it's like the soap and the petrol, making that style of napalm, it's going to have to be in a glass jar because it's fuel. You don't want it to corrode through any other plastic containers, so you've got that consideration of having glassware in your camping setup, which I'm not a fan of. It's just another thing to break. But if you had to choose out of all of those, I'm going to say I'd use the Vaseline and cotton balls over all the different napalms that I've used there. But plenty of you guys have asked me about the recipe that I use to make it. That's how I make it. It's not rocket science. Is it rocket? No, it's not rocket science. It's not real napalm either. Real napalm is more gooey and almost slimy. So when that thing hits the ground in a piece of ordnance from a plane, it spatters everywhere on fire. This just wouldn't do that. It's just a glob. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you later.